So Harry is an 8-month-old West Terrier Cross. He is a mischievous little bean with lots of energy and a very smart boy. And he came to us because unfortunately his owners were quite elderly and they took on a very tricky puppy and it just wasn't working out. So they brought him to us. So he was quite a pumped up little boy. He hadn't been his needs weren't being met in his home. So especially being a puppy, it's a huge thing to take on. So he was already quite pumped up, quite grabby. Everything you'd expect a terrier puppy to be when their needs aren't met. So he was in a bit of a tiz, bless him. He was in a bit of a tiz. He would root a lot on walks because he'd learned that if I stop, someone's going to persuade me to move with food. Because it is frustrating, you do just want to move on and your automatic response is, oh, just throw a treat and he'll move. So we had to make ourselves very boring. He wouldn't come to us with like excitement and he wouldn't move if we were like running or anything like that. So we had to be like, if you stop, this gets so boring for you. And eventually he kind of cottoned on to the idea that if he stopped, I did too. And I'm more stubborn than him. So I won. So he just kind of eventually learned, okay, if I stop, I get nothing. So I'm going to enjoy my walk and just carry on. Other areas are his ragging on clothing. We tried multiple things with that, and in the end it was a case of as soon as he jumped and snapped or ragged, he would end up in a timeout where game is over, we leave the garden, you stay here, how horrible for you. And then once he actually settles, that's when he gets all the praise and the fuss. And he was very smart, so he picked it up really quickly. He did amazingly well. It really benefited him being on foster just because, one, he got to be around another dog, a well-socialised, polite dog, so he could learn from. He was around children as well, which gave him an outlet for some fun and some play. And he was with someone who actually works here and is experienced with dogs, so that also helps having that extra knowledge to kind of shape his behaviour. And he really benefited from it. And obviously it got him out of here. You know, the kennel stress wasn't a factor anymore. So he didn't have to amplify his behaviour to feel good because he was in a home. It was perfect for him. So where he did used to rag and snap and refuse to walk and do multiple behaviours in gardens, through our hard work and training and backing and forthing, we finally managed to get him to a point where he's just being a normal little puppy. We worked extremely hard with him and I'm so chuffed that it was successful.